Hello and welcome to part 2 of this speed build that I'm doing of a restaurant that is Japanese, Asian inspired. It does seafood, and last time we just got the build finished pretty much, and now we're just doing all the finishing. So I've put the host table right there at the entrance, and we're going to do a little bar area off to the right. I tried to fit a little table on the end of that to make it look like it was extended. I tried to put some menus on there. Worked a lot with half walls. Tried to make them work, but I changed that up later. I was going to put a gate there so it was like an entrance to that area, because we're going to put some more seats on that side so that they can sit and look at the dock or the harbour, whatever this area is, because this is right next to the sea, so they've got a good view of out onto the sea basically. And yeah, we use bamboo because it's Asian inspired. So we use that to separate up the areas a little bit. And those stairs go down to the main restaurant. So that's where all the main seating area is, and the kitchens. And yeah, the kitchen has a big open area. And my idea was that you'd be able to see all the chefs cooking your food. And yeah. So yeah, this is me putting the bar in here. I use a lot of dark tones. I usually use a lot of light tones in my builds, but this is it suited the build more to have darker tones. It took me quite a while to figure out what colours to use, but I decided to keep it quite simple. I wanted to add a different colour couch to contrast the red, but I just didn't think it looked fancy enough like that. I think it looked cool, but it wasn't quite what I was going for, so yeah, so make this a little seating area and a bar area, and this is where you would kind of wait after you've asked for a table. So the hostess would be like, yep, we'll just see what tables there are for you if you could wait over here, and then you'd go to the bar area. Or it might be just somewhere that people might just come to have a drink. If they don't want a meal, they might just come to the bar area instead, because there's a back entrance. There's two entrances to the restaurant. So you can get in from this side, or you can get in from the front. So yeah, I use these couches instead. I use browns, and I really liked that rug. I thought it was pretty cool. I wasn't sure if the colour was right, but I'm glad I chose it in the end. I think my favourite feature of this whole build was the feature just to the right of those couches, where it kind of cuts into the second floor. There's holes in the floor. And I used little fences and stuff and made little shapes. I think that just looks really cool. So yeah, here we're trying to look for little things to put on the table. Yeah, so this is the bar area, and I use those new items, wall items with all the drinks and stuff. And the outside does change again, because I just didn't think it looked fancy enough and too much green and overgrown. What we're doing now, more decorations. There we go. I put this menu at the back. I just sized it up so it looked like a large kind of menu to catch people's eye on the street as they walk past, so they'll look at the menu before they come in. Because me and my family, we always look at about 5 different restaurants when we're deciding where to go. So whenever we're out in the city, we'll just look at about 5 different places, look at their menus before choosing where we want to go, which is sometimes quite annoying because we end up walking all the way back to somewhere. But I suppose it's important to get somewhere that you want to go to and try different places. So I use these glass tables, just keep it simple and clean. And I use those chairs because I thought they looked quite Asian and quite different. They look pretty cool. It's all kind of blacks, keeping it simple, keeping it clean. And I put these flowers on the tables in all different colours, oranges and reds, and I think I use a green one, just to tie it all in, make it look a bit different though at the same time. And I really struggled deciding what to put on the back wall there. Yeah, I put those on, but I think I do change that a couple of times before I decide what I really want to do. Oh yeah, I was going to put that boat there, I was going to make it look like the boat was on top of the fish. So it is like the fish with the sea and the boat was sailing on top of them, but it didn't really fit in. The wall decorations were too different. They didn't tie in together too well. And I really love this painting, but I thought it just looked like too much red. So I think I do put it there for now, but I change it again later. Yeah. So, oh yeah, we're putting a different rug here. That one's quite nice. But yeah, I still haven't actually played with the restaurant. I'd like to own a restaurant and play with it, but I haven't really had the time. I'm just revising a lot at the moment. I've actually got an exam today. Don't worry, I'm gonna do alright in it. I've done a lot of revision. I'm just having a break. To be fair, it's only going to take me 20 minutes to do this voiceover, so a 20-minute break from revision isn't too bad. And I'm using these lanterns again. I know I used them in the last restaurant build that I did, but they just fit in really well with this one because they kind of look like lanterns. And I thought, like Chinese lanterns. So I put them in different colours because they look like paper lanterns, but they look fancy at the same time still. So it was exactly what I was trying to go for. Oh yeah, I had a problem here. I wanted to make that wall height the same as the upper floor height so that we could have the same windows in. Yeah, I really wanted to put windows down there so that you could get light in from the pool that's surrounding it. And I wanted it to look like when you're sitting down there, like you are surrounded by water because it is a seafood restaurant. So I had to keep that theme there. I've got music on in the background and I just hope you can't hear it because I hope it's not copyrighted. But I always put music on in the background while I'm doing voiceovers because I don't know, I just get nervous and it helps me feel less weird because I have people in the house and if they hear me talking to myself, they'll probably just take the mick out of me. But yeah. Oh, I missed putting those lights in. Those big, they looked really cool. They look like jellyfish to me almost, like square jellyfish, with the like beams of light hanging down. So this is where we put the windows in. I wish we could put fish into the pools because I think that would look so cool. I mean, I could have kind of made, there's these fish that you can hang on the wall, like that you've caught, that you can put them on display in like in the house. They're like on like a wooden plaque. But I didn't think that those would have looked right in the pool because you'd have been able to see the plaques. So I didn't end up doing those. I'm just making the bathroom here. It's non-gender specific bathroom because, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? It's just easy. You might as well just have one bathroom for everyone, really. What's the point? Especially like mothers and children. I mean, like sometimes you have a little boy or you'll have a little girl and like the mother or father will take them to the bathroom with them. Sometimes you don't want a little boy going to the bathroom by themselves. Like the mother will bring the little boy into a women's bathroom with them. So it's just easier if you just have a non-gender specific bathroom. So that's what I did. I mean, especially since now we have the gender customization tool as well, because there might be someone who doesn't fully identify themselves as either gender really, or yeah, I mean, gender doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, and the kitchen's going in the middle here so that everyone can see all the chefs cooking their food. I thought that would be a really cool kind of aspect to the restaurant. That little room that I did at the back on the right, on the left, wait, I don't even know. There's another little room left of the bathrooms that I use as storage. So there's like fridges in there and stuff. Yeah, so I tried using these waiting tables. I don't know if I used one in the end, but I put it in the kitchen. Yeah, so this is where you can see the chefs cooking food for you. I think I include 3 chef stations actually, so because there are quite a lot of seats, you could end up with a lot of guests at your restaurant, so you want to make sure that you're able to keep up with all the guests. I didn't actually put any railings on those stairs. I mean, I could have done, but I think it just took away from the whole dramatic effect. And they are wide enough, those stairs, for you to walk in the middle. If you want to put railings on them, you always can. It'd be safer. I suppose a restaurant would have to for health and safety reasons, but I just thought it looked cool as it was. And I use a lot of this brick wallpaper from the new dine out pack that we got this brick wallpaper with it. So I was going to like use wallpapers, like use paint and plain colours down here, but I just thought it looked way cooler because it is underground and you want it to look sturdy and strong, but it also looks fancy. I don't know, it just looks very different. Almost industrial, but still the way I kind of decorate the rest of the restaurant, it still looks modern and fancy. So oh yeah, and I put mirrors here because the stairs are quite close to that wall there, and I didn't want it to look too closed off. So here we're doing the bathrooms. That little jump there was, I'm guessing, because I had a break in between filming. I use these lights a lot. They're just really good. They're really bright, so they light up a whole room, but they're very small and they look pretty cool. So we use red again because we used a lot of red previously. Lots of red and black, just trying to tie it all together. And we use that rug again that we used upstairs in the entrance. Some towels. And yeah, I just checked that there were enough lighting in here, so I turned it to nighttime. And I thought it looked really cool. I mean, the lighting in this restaurant wasn't very bright, but I mean, it was light enough so you can see your food, but I think it was still kind of, you want it to be calm and even romantic, so the lighting was not as bright as what you would probably normally have in a build. I think this is when I'm trying to look for the fish tanks. Yeah, there we go. So now I'll put in loads of fish tanks just to compensate for the fact that there aren't any fish in the pool outside. But yeah, we put in loads of those. We use them as decorations against the walls. We use them as separating different seating areas. And I think that's what makes the restaurant, really. This was the idea I had in the start, just to have loads of fish everywhere, for you to be able to see the chefs cooking and just be surrounded by it all. I mean, personally, I think it's very cruel that you'd have fish tanks and then you'd be eating fish at the same time. But, I mean, realistically, a lot of seafood restaurants have that, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just making it real, keeping it real. Yeah. I have to change all these tables in a bit because I accidentally chose the highest table, and you can't have normal chairs with these tables. You have to have like bar stools because these tables are slightly higher up than normal tables. So I don't know if I've cut that bit out, but I'm gonna have to go back and change all these tables, which is really annoying. I think I overlap a few of the fish tanks so that it creates like a little loop on the inside of them. And yeah, I use different sizes of tables because there might be a different number of people. You might be just in a couple, or you might have a family that's coming, or you might even have a party, which is why there's that longer table over that other side. And yeah, I really love those fish tanks. I'm going to be using them a lot. I'll probably use them in house builds as well as restaurant builds. So this is what I mean, I loop it like that so that they cross over and create a loop in the middle. I thought it looks pretty cool. Using more tables. And I use a mix of different size tables, as I've already said. Not only just because you'd have different guests, but also it makes it look more interesting, because it's quite hard with a restaurant because the only thing you've got really is like a kitchen and a dining room. When you think about it, because houses have loads of different kind of rooms, whereas a restaurant just has a place where they make the food and then a place where you eat the food. So it's hard to make it look really interesting. But I think I tried and I did quite well. I think it looked quite interesting still, managed to break it all up into different areas while keeping it all a big open space. And I go with red chairs in the end. And this is when I'm figuring out that I've used the wrong tables. So yeah, we use those chairs. And I'm going to have to go and change all the tables again. So I'm sorry, I probably should have cut this bit out. But yeah, I'm just going to talk about something different now. Yeah, I've got a chemistry exam today at 1:30. It's currently 11 o'clock. Don't worry, I do try hard in my studies and I have revised a lot. This is only a 20-minute break, like I've said. And I'm not really nervous. I think I'll do all right. I've got a maths exam tomorrow, and I've got 4 more exams next week, and then 1 more exam after that, and then I'm done. And I'm just going to try and work for the summer, get lots of money, because I'm wanting to save up for university and save up for a new computer, because as I've said before, I'm just working on my laptop at the moment, and it is a Mac Pro, but it's quite a lot for it to handle, having this game, having me filming, having me editing videos on it. The startup disk gets full very easily, so I want a proper computer. I want to be able to, have a desktop computer which I can do everything on, not just for Sims, but because I want to do graphic design, and I want to be able to do lots of things on my computer. I want to learn to code. At some point, probably won't happen, but I'll try and find the time. It's weird because I'm doing all science subjects this year. I'm doing physics, maths, and chemistry, but next year I decided I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do more creative stuff. I always loved art at school, and I got an A star in my art at school, so I don't know why I didn't carry it on. I just thought, oh, there's more money in science and maths. But now I realise I don't really care about that. I just want to do something that I enjoy doing, so I'm going to do a foundation course in art and design next year, and then I'll probably go off to university and hopefully do graphic design. I might end up doing something else like architecture, I don't know. I'll see what happens. I'm just seeing how it goes. I'm not worrying about it. I'm being pretty chill about it, which is weird for me. Usually I stress about stuff. Anyway, the build. I put these big lights in that came from the Dynat pack as well. They look pretty cool. It's quite hard to use them because you need a fairly high roof. They kind of block out a lot of space. I use all those fish decorations, which again I think is cruel, but at the same time it's a game. It's not real life, but I am trying to kind of reflect real life, make it look realistic, because that's the kind of thing they would have. Put some plants in as well. And just putting decorations in the kitchen right now, I think. And I put those hanging pots under the stairs as though they were attached to the top of the stairs, which I thought looked pretty cool. And I love these paintings of the food. They might be photographs of the food. So I tried to pick out different paintings that had food that would be served in the restaurant. I just changed up here a bit because I wasn't happy when I made this part of the restaurant, so I decided to change it all. For some reason I find going back to stuff, I always end up doing it better second time around when I've not looked at it for ages, but when I go back to it, I kind of get the idea of it afterwards. So, and this is when we're changing up the outside a bit more. We just make it look fancier, more together, carrying on the theme, so it looks a bit better. That sign worked way better than the other ones. It looked fancy. I tried to put those poles back on the end of the dock, trying to make it, I don't know, just trying to make the details fit a bit better. And here we go, putting some lights on and stuff. I think we changed the fountains a little bit. I'm losing my voice, oh my gosh. I think it's because I had a bit of a bad sleep last night. I don't know, I just woke up with a sore throat. Sorry. I was doing this on my last video, I was coughing. Maybe I have something, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not used to talking this much. Yep. Oh yeah, this is when I decided to actually put these little dividers that have the candles in. I don't know, it looked kind of Asian and it looked pretty and it just made the build look more interesting and it just gave it the aesthetic that I was going for. We do change them from the brown colour to the black. I think in the daylight the brown colour looked alright, but at night it didn't really look alright because it went a weird kind of shade. It looks way better like this. It kind of blends into the build a lot more easily. I also take off the plants on that canopy at the entrance because I just didn't like how it looked. The only reason I used them was because there was like a jagged edge on the roof of that canopy area that I wanted to hide. You'll see what I mean in a moment. But anyway, yeah, we're just adding these all around. I'm sorry, my voice is going a bit weird. Yeah, we also take away all the pots, all of the planter boxes from the bamboo, and then I realised, wow, why didn't I do that before? It looked so much better. See, that's what I mean, there's a little sharp edge on that corner, so I tried to find a way to cover it up without covering up the entire detail that I did on the roof there. So, I don't know, I just put a bamboo through it. I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. I don't know, I thought it looked good still. I liked how it looked. So we'll be coming up to the screenshots very shortly. I hope you liked this. Leave a like if you did, comment so I know how to improve, and subscribe for more. Thank you.